It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo will win the Italian Grand Prix!
Abiola running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
We know nothing about Rohr's contract, and that's what the NFF Technical Committee is saying. And with that, we welcome you to Sports Orbit on this beautiful Tuesday evening. And I'm here with Salif Usman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, to be back on the show again.
My name is Avato, your host for today, and we have a lot in store for you. Of course, once again, Gernot Rohr is still in the news. Of course, Aruna is also in the news. Then, of course, the news of Michael Emenalo considering a technical road job at Newcastle. We'll be giving you a bit of that. And, of course, last night's results at the English Premier League. But first of all, we'll begin with right here from the NFF, where the Nigerian Football Federation has the technical committee led by Elder Paul Bati has come out to say that it will not be a walk in the park to sack Gernot Rohr. In the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of insinuations about Rohr being able to get fired. But Elder Bati has come out to say, look, it's not as easy as it is. It seems that this man signed a contract, and you can't just in the middle of nowhere ask him to leave the job, because there are lots of implications. How much are you going to pay him of the severance package and all of that? And from the way it is, Bati is sounding like they don't even have enough details about the contract of Gernot Rohr.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alphas. It's boiled down to what we have keep on seeing on this show, and what we have been seeing about the Nigerians in particular, that where we do something so deeply, or we don't even take critical steps to writing all the time. And just to tell you about the interest, about the sudden arrangement of what people complain about the Rohr contract, to the extent that if ordinarily the responsibilities and the duty and the responsibility who should recommend, suggest, and name who to the employment, whoever to be employed as a coach of the squad, the coach of the national team, is lying on the desk of the technical committee. The technical committee are the ones supposed to scrutinize and recommend to the executive committee of the NFL who to employ. And at the same time, the technical committee are supposed to work out the details of the contract agreement of any coach that will be employed by the committee. But unfortunately, in this case, Paul Obasi, a member of the committee,
well-respected
journalist of Repute, a sport administrator of Repute, who has been into various FIFA, CAF committee, is coming out to say that they know nothing. It's not even saying that we know little. Exactly. They are not aware of anything about the terms of the contract of any football. Who now employ who and who discuss the contract? First and foremost,
technical committee.
I'm opinion if the head of the NFF is not a technical expert, and I don't know any of the members of his committee. Or Chief Tico, who is Sheikh Apu, who is the vice chairman, are not a technical expert. So if those who are experts, who are starting the responsibility, I say they don't know anything about contract, then who and who? But we also ask that Roy came into this country since 2016 for overseas. Why is it taking all overseas and their lives to say nothing about it? So if If as a technical committee you say you don't know anything of technical committee, and then what is your job?
Because you
So,
expect that a technical committee, these are people who make recommendations, analyze matches, analyze the situation of the teams and all of that, and make a technical report on the basis of what you have. But if the head of the technical committee is saying we don't have
the head of the technical committee, I'm fresh.
He's a member, you know, but if a member, an important personality in the sports world, like Obasi is saying, they don't know anything about Rohr's contract, then what really, like you said, so what has the technical committee been doing? Is their job only just to meet, collect allowances, and go back? So what is really the role? Because this brings me to another question. I think it's time we begin to even probe what is actually the actual role of the technical committee of the NFF. Because if they don't have an input in the hiring or firing of coaches, then what is really their job?
You know, the technical committee, from my experience in this job, when that would be the blessing no one was on the technical committee of the NFF, we know what is at stake in the NFF.
Exactly.
When Pastor Chris Green was the technical committee of the NFF, we know what is at stake in the NFF. This these people, and that was at the same time before before any coach of the Super Eagles present their list. They call a press conference where the coach will sit down after meeting the committee. That is before during the time of the NFF head coach, the Super Eagles head coach, will sit down before to submit his list to the technical committee. The technical committee will scrutinize the list, look it in and reach out and call the coach to explain why certain players are sitting and Mr. E and Mr. B is invited and why Mr. E and Mr. D is not being invited for the match. Then after that, you now come, they're not making the conference the press, announcing his list to the press, and the press also have the opportunity to also ask questions why Mr. E and B is invited and why Mr. E and so and so who plays so and so are not even invited for the coach. But now, in this era of the new, under this new technology, also in as much as Obasi is confessing, people may say that okay, he's coming out to say something, but to me, he's saying something. He's saying a good thing at the wrong time.
Exactly.
Being who he is in sport, he's working in Nigeria, and the journalist of the Republic. All this why has been sitting on that committee. You have never come out to say it. That this is what is going on. Why you are coming to say something because at the very wrong time. Because if you are a member of government and you feel that your input is not needed, you are not making any contribution, then why are you still on that committee for a very long time till this moment? But the Ahmed Fresh-led committee, to me, have not done anything, and that is why we can see the effect of it. Because the Super Eagles is something. Because nobody criticizes what is doing. Rob and who and Shaq are just alone doing whatever they feel. That is why we just witness Igalo from nowhere, from Islamic, call back to the national team. Only God knows what transfer that they play before Galo was coming back to the national team.
So it's really a sad situation. But away from that, we'll keep monitoring the story as evolves and the new developments come out of it. But away from that,
sorry, if you go, okay, you can read some of the report. What is even right? This is why this happened.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he said. I mean, he described it as he said, we don't have the power people think we have. The coach does not consult us, or we cannot change the decisions of the coach. That's why I said initially that. So if a technical committee does not have a say in what the coach does, who becomes the coach, so what is really their job? So I think going forward, that's why we really need to, like you mentioned in time of Ogunjobi, we knew what they were doing. So I think it's left for us to find out what really are the roles and responsibilities of the technical committee of the NFF. Is it just a body you just invited a few football people who are well versed in the sport to just sit on that committee and be taking home some certain allowances every month? Or what really is the essence of the technical committee?
There's from his Obasi confession, it means that there has no any job to do. And if former ex-international like Victor Ikpeba, like Gel Bagawa, name them all former experts and former football in the former Nigerian international who are all members of this committee. You just come and see. You can't scrutinize whatever the coach submitted. He doesn't say input from you. And for years we have given up this committee and they keep quiet and you're not saying anything until Nigerians are not crying that no, we deserve better. that Super Eagles cannot know what take us to where we want to be. It's better that we are not coming out that no, they know nothing about Rohr. Rohr didn't sign the contract.
Oh, of course.
Eh?
Yeah.
And for years we have been a member of that committee.
Mm.
To me, it is a shame for Obasi to come at this one and to tell us that they don't know nothing. But if and if all this one, you know, I think the person of status of Obasi should know what is expected of him and what is expected of him as no that committee. And if you keep quiet all this while, only to come out and become Nigerians and say, no, we deserve better, to say that you know nothing about it. If you know nothing about it, then what have you done all this while?
And then we'll keep monitoring that story as events unfold. Away from that, now straight to the table tennis, where Nigeria's Aruna has failed in his bid to get to the semi-finals of the ongoing WTT Cup finals in Singapore. Of course, he came up against Brazilian Hugo Calderano in the quarterfinals and lost 3-1. It was expected that Aruna was going to take it a step forward time and at least make it to the semi-final, but that was not to be. But I mean, it was a nice run for him to even make it up to the quarterfinals stage.
Yeah, first and foremost, let us just say that it is not just a total failure for him.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
making to the quarterfinal, it was a big achievement. But what is that Aruna Condé being a star, Africa star, a top ranked African,
Number one African player.
so we expected him to go a step forward. Yes, because he has come of age and there's a lot of burden and there's a lot of expectations on him. Just like what happened at the Olympic, everybody expected him to go for that, unfortunately. But at least maybe you need to talk with his teams or someone for his team or whoever need to advise him more on how to go about this competition, because he has reached the stage where he needs to go beyond making the top 8 or making the top 8. Because we expect that it's for him to even win this kind of a tournament.
Exactly. So I really think, but do you think he needs to change his coaches? What do you think? Because because severally, like I even said yesterday, when it comes to the African continent, you see him dominating. But once they go out of the continent, he does his best, but there's always a certain point he's always getting to, always just falling short, always falling short. So I think there's something extra he needs to do. Is it a better coaching? But there just has to be something that is not really working out.
I agree with you. There's something that is missing within the league, because he should know at his age and what is better for him, what is good for him. But because if it means changing the coach and if you feel that the coach is not doing well, I think whoever to be close to him or whoever to be inside, because either psychology or psychology, because football has gone beyond just being fit to play.
Yeah.
Aside we are good to play, and so you are fit or you are feeling you are sounding, they statically either to psychological or any other thing that go along with it, apart from your physical appearance and your fitness. There's something that you need. You need to talk to people, and people need to advise you, either by psychological effect or because it is, to me, if you don't have a good psychology, you need a good psychology for him to go beyond where he could optimally reach his optimal performance best. Sometimes we need him to go beyond this, but unfortunately, you don't get that. And like what happened to transfer at the Tokyo Olympics, there was an that he was the coach, and what we had, he said he was the coach. There's many players that in this world that don't need a coach. Yeah? Because we told vividly that trials almost 2 weeks in the tournament, the minister of the team Nigeria's leaders and either he need the coach. He said, you don't need the coach. That he don't need the coach. What can you do to the money? You don't need the coach. And what the Nigerian coach that were waiting for him for him to use at the tournament, he feel is above those coaches that they cannot advise him or cannot coach him at the Tokyo Olympics. But people also allege that just a week to the tournament, it matters that he need a coach. But there are some settings. So even him, he need to work on his ego.
Definitely.
You need to work on his ego. Don't feel that I'm more important than any other person, no matter how good you are. That Ronaldo is still at his best. Only God knows amount of energies and resources and effort Ronaldo is putting in. Ronaldo coaching teams alone, over time he has a lot of personal psychology, personal physician, a lot of people who advise and who work on him, apart from the team he plays for. So Aruna Condé need to do more if he wanted his name to remain and to maintain his status as the top best African team. He has dominated Africa, but what Nigerians are looking for and Africa is to go beyond continent.
Exactly. It was Calderano's first ever win over Aruna, and he said
sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break, and sorry for the slight break in transmission, but we are back and running. Up to our next story now. Newcastle co-owner denies offering Emenalo technical director job. Last week, the news came out that Newcastle had even had an interview already with Michael Emenalo concerning him taking up the sporting director role at St. Park. But the report we heard was that after a series of discussions he had, that he turned it down. But now the owner, Merad Kudosi, has come out to say that there was nothing of such, meaning that those rumors were those reports were completely false.
Well, in as much as I'm not an insider in the Newcastle, I believe that there's something of a division within the Newcastle board. If the co-owner is coming out that whatever and this, people are saying that it's not true. But, and at the same time, I'm also looking at that maybe the Newcastle, they are trying to save. To see their
now wanting to accept that they were turned down.
They were turned down by rejected by Medal. I think that's what I'm saying. But notice that there's no crime in offering the job to somebody, and
Exactly.
It's about meeting my conditions, meeting my, and if they feel that they don't feel that you didn't make it the condition that you agree with your terms and you agree with your terms. There's nothing to feel disappointed or feel like I'm trying to rubbish the that we're never even approaching. To me, it is rubbish. Because if you call somebody for an interview and the person look at terms and you feel not comfortable with the term, or maybe your demand is higher, or you feel that what you are offering is not up to his what he deserves, and you don't like the job, there's no crime in that, there's nothing to feel like something. But rather it's better to come out to see that there was something of sure to me. It's total embarrassment to the Newcastle than the one that we say. Because Emenalo is not a small child.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
well experienced.
He has managed the club.
8 years.
Managed the club that is more than Newcastle. And Emenalo itself recorded their biggest success under Emenalo as a sporting director. So what are you saying? Is it trying to rubbish the guy, or not? Rather, they are even rubbishing themselves.
Exactly. The Newcastle people, I think things after that massive injection of funds, things are not going the way they expected. And I said it. I said, look, you can't take over a club like Newcastle. The people always are quick to give instances of the Man City to Chelsea. When Man City and Chelsea were taking over, they were at a certain position in the league. But you injected money in a club that was already battling relegation. That was going to be difficult. And now people are saying, no, in January there will be influx of players. I said, look, it's very hard. Let's say if you bring in 8 players in January, how do you expect those players to get the needed cohesion to swim back? So it will be terrible after this injection and Newcastle is relegated.
So I agree with you. At the same time, there's need to be patient. Whatever investment you don't feel to plan a crop to them. I expect it to germinate
because even Chelsea it took years
a long time
before they started achieving success.
When the Arab
even before the Arab, it was a guy from Malaysia took it over. So it took a while before they started enjoying success.
And so they need to establish you don't expect to buy a club in relegation team who was
in a league like the Premier League
to reap your investment instantly. It's not going to work out well. They need to have allowed this season to pass by. By the time by next season, we have the middle of during the summer, we have to recruit the player, blend the player, bring in new player, and whoever you wanted to let it go. And before we expect that by next season, the team will perform well. You started to look at the process. You just feel that way. Because you just gave in, we have invested the money, we started grouping the output, grouping the income output. It's not acceptable. But once it's about to come out to feel that there was not any sort of discussion. No, this news has been on the film for a very long time. Almost.
In fact, it was reported that he even actually traveled to Saudi Arabia to meet the owner himself to discuss. But I think the terms and conditions were not favorable to him. So anyway, away from that and back to the Super Eagles, where reports suggest that Super Eagles may return to the renovated Moshood Abiola Stadium. And it says that plans are underway to have the Super Eagles move their homes games to Abuja after Dangote Group handed over the stadium to the Ministry of Sports Development. I think this is a nice move because, like we've always said several times, the Super Eagles are supposed to have a permanent home.
Just like we discussed it, that is a target. That is the target of the federal government, led by the Minister of Finance, but they want to make sure that the Super Eagles get a big stadium, and they're making effort that the things will back to them. But the onus lies, just like the onus lies on the NFF
exactly.
to allow this to happen. But definitely they don't have, whatever it means, they don't have a choice in this case. The more Super Eagles come out.
But one problem with this Ahmadu-led NFF is being a very, very problematic NFF. I mean, a lot of their dealings are always shady, not in secrecy. They've been running this NFF for almost the past 6-7 years, almost like a cult.
That's almost
exactly.
It came in 2014.
Yeah, they've been running it almost like a secret society. Everything is shrouded in secrecy. They don't want you to know. They don't give you too much details of what is really going on. The Super Eagles have been moving all over the place from here, but I mean, we know why they've been moving, but people won't come out clearly to tell you that this is the case. Now we have a stadium that is ready. The NFF normally should be the ones who should have been even and on the neck of responsibility that we need to invite club, we need to do all to get, but they are very lax about it.
Yeah, they don't put any consign or any commitment to
I mean, with the stadium has gone, the Ministry of Sport has even taken the job of the NFF. The job that the NFF is supposed to be doing.
Just like you rightly say, NFF supposed to be the one to cry for the development of the stadium. But they don't say anything concern even the ministry, despite all the effort the Ministry of Finance is making to ensure that this don't give back to the benefit of the NFF. NFF who are the ordinary, the primary beneficiary of this thing, don't even show any concern because they feel that it's going to deprive them in setting a lot of things.
I can't remember where, even the day of the handover, I can't remember seeing
they're physically present. No,
that's what I'm saying.
They're not physically
because I was like, in this kind of event, NFF president was, in fact, the whole board was supposed to be there, but I didn't see any of them. So it was like, were they not happy that this stadium is back?
I can tell you confidently that they were not happy that it's back to life because to them, you are trying to deprive them of certain thing. But either they like it or not, Nigerians won their national. The Super Eagles is owned by Nigeria, and Nigeria won their national team to play in a befitting stadium. They want to see a beautiful football, not to carry Super Eagles moving around. No, if you look at it, we are not saying that Lagos is not part of Nigeria, or Akwa Ibom is not part of Nigeria, or Asaba is not part of Nigeria.
Certain category of matches,
levels,
do that, but not in a World Cup qualifier, Nations Cup qualifier. That's why even the English national team, for those kind of games, it has to be Wembley or nowhere else.
Go to Brazil.
Exactly.
Anywhere,
maybe when you're playing, maybe when they're playing some friendlies, they might take it to Villa Park, to St. James Park.
Tourism,
but when you're playing maybe a World Cup qualifier or the European qualifiers, it's always Wembley Stadium. That's how it should be.
So kudos. I think the Ministry of Finance should not be discouraged. It should ensure that the effort that Super Eagles return to the national team and I strongly believe that his name will be written to that they ensure that Super Eagles come back to the national team. That is the desire of Nigerians, and Nigerians are solidly behind him. He shouldn't looking whatever the NFL, whatever their antics. He should ensure that Super Eagles move back to the national team.
Away from that to straight into handball, where the federal government has been urged to readmit the Commonwealth Handball Association back into the national budget of the country. Of course, the new president of CHA, Secretary General Chubri Saidu, when speaking to newsmen, said his emergence on Sunday, is a catalyst for reaffirmation of Nigeria's strong position in the sports governance. Talking about handball, say Nigeria is a powerhouse when it comes to handball.
Yes, we used to be a very strong team. You used to, but at the moment we have lost that position. Even for almost 12 to 30 years, we never played in handball nations cup this year. So, and just like Saidu said, we used to be a very strong team in the Commonwealth handball. And you may be shocked to know that the common handball secretary is started in Nigeria. I think we are knowing for the first time. It's started in Nigeria. But at the same time, at the moment, I went to the office from about 5 days ago, and the office was located at the AYE Asoko. But you need to go. You need to see that office. So you will for this country.
I think last week while me and Wale were on the show, we were talking about handball, and I said, you see, things like handball, apart from maybe football, basketball, if you're a sport, handball hasn't been really given the kind of attention that's supposed to. Why remember some few years back in secondary school, handball was the big deal in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But I don't really know where it went down the drain.
There was a time that Nigeria was able to export handball players. I know many handball players like this one, some of them play abroad.
Yeah.
Before they come back, and today some of them have many of them full playing abroad, doing handball playing abroad before coming back to Nigeria. And that was the but now you can't see of the same of today. But like you see, then because for instance, if we were hosting a Commonwealth secretariat, a Commonwealth, not in Africa, Commonwealth is just like just like a African nation, just like we are also hosting ECOWAS. So if you are hosting a ECOWAS secretariat, you have to certain budget. Government for the beginning of the country needs to give a certain budget, a certain allocation to source secretariat so that they can be able to keep it to defeating the status of Nigeria and the same as the most of trust organizations.
All right, away from back, and shortly before we leave, we'll give you results of last night's EPL match between, of course, Everton and Arsenal, where, of course, Arsenal lost down 2-1. They had to take 2 late goals in the last 11 minutes to seal victory for Everton. Now, of course, the coach Arteta has said his team was simply not good enough. And, of course, all through Twitter yesterday, there was the hashtag Arteta out. His compatriot is already out. United fans can see a sigh of relief, and they are still saying when they came in, Ole, Lampard, Arteta, Lampard is out, Ole is out now, and they're saying he too should find his way and let a more experienced coach come and take the reins, because looking forward, a lot of Arsenal fans believe that Arteta is not the man to take Arsenal forward. Even
from the one, I've never believed that. I believe that Arsenal team is more than Arteta. No matter how Arsenal might have the means, not to the level that it should be managed by Arteta. I'm not saying it's not a good, but he needs to upgrade himself, he needs to go to a certain level, to be matured enough to be able to handle a team like Arsenal. Arsenal is a big team, forgetting whatever has happened to the team, So and look at what happens. The match we are leading, just 11 minutes to the end of the match. If you cannot score more, why not ensure to maintain it? You maintain only one goal. Okay, you are blaming the player. What in your own as a coach? If you know that you are a coach and the players can no longer defend, can no longer add goal. So what will be your responsibility is to maintain, to defend that deal and ensure that okay, you get the match more. But within the last minute of the game, you consider 2 goals and came back empty-handed. Now the same thing happened against Mali. The same thing happened against Empathy. Within 5 days, we lost 2 vital matches that ordinarily matter. We supposed to have won that match. So the move of getting to the floor is dim. It's already fake. So to me, just forget what I said. I don't think Arsenal management are not serious. They are not really serious. So either they shout it tomorrow. Arsenal management will not do anything about it.
All right, with that, this is where we anchor for today's episode of Sports Obvious. Once again, thank you for being on the show today. All right, viewers out there, from me, this is Alpha Cho, your host for today, and until we bring another exciting episode of Sports Orbit to you tomorrow, stay safe out there, and goodbye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.